In a world just flooded with health information, like from every direction, trying to find what's actually useful, what's meaningful, it can feel overwhelming, right?
Absolutely. It's tough cutting through the noise.
Exactly. And that's why we're here. Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we try to help you get genuinely well-informed fast. Today, we're zooming in on a grain that's, well, it's been feeding people for literally thousands of years, but honestly, it often gets overlooked these days. We're talking about millets.
An ancient powerhouse.
Right. And we're not just giving it a general overview. We're going to look at its really powerful and strategic role within three quite different health diets. The DSH diet, the Mediterranean diet, and also the Sattvic vegetarian diet.
Yeah, and our goal today, our mission, if you like, is to really unpack millet's nutritional side, look at the solid science behind it, and uncover how it works so well with these specific ways of eating, blending modern science with some pretty ancient wisdom, too. We want you to grasp not just what millet does, but, why it's actually important for your well-being overall.
Okay, let's dig into this then. So before we get into the specific diets, just basically, what is millet? And what makes it such a nutritional star?
Well, millet isn't just one thing. It's actually a group of small-seeded grains from the grass family. Poaceae, you might have heard of pearl millet, finger millet, foxtail, proso. There are quite a few.
Okay.
And it's ancient, really, cultivated for millennia across Africa and Asia. Part of its success is its resilience. It can grow in tough conditions. Plus, it's affordable, which made it a staple food for so many cultures for so long.
Okay, makes sense. And nutritionally.
Yeah.
What's the core profile? Especially thinking about, say, vegetarian listeners.
Well, for vegetarians, millet can be a real game changer. First off, it's naturally gluten-free, big plus for many people.
Yeah.
It's also got a low glycemic index or low GI. That means it helps keep your blood sugar nice and steady. No big spikes and crashes.
Yeah.
And beyond that, it's packed with dietary fibers, a decent source of protein, magnesium, various B vitamins, and importantly, some powerful antioxidants.
Antioxidants like?
Things like tannins, phytates, phenols, compounds that act like your body's own little defense team fighting off cellular damage.
Okay, so antioxidants, fiber, magnesium. Let's get to the why. Why are these specific things so important for health?
Right. Each one has a key job. Take the fiber, it's great for your gut health, obviously, but it also helps regulate blood sugar. That's crucial for heart health and managing blood pressure.
Okay.
Then magnesium, super important for good cardiovascular function. Some research even links it to preventing heart failure.
Wow.
And those antioxidants we mentioned, they fight oxidative stress. That's basically the wear and tear on your cells that contributes to aging and disease. So they help lower risks for things like high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease. In fact, a 2023 WebMD piece really zeroed in on millet's role in lowering cholesterol and protecting the heart. It pointed specifically to its soluble fiber, which kind of traps fat in the gut, and that magnesium supporting heart function directly.
That's a really solid foundation. Okay, so now let's see how this plays out in those specific diets. First one, the DAS diet. It's designed specifically to tackle hypertension. How does millet fit in as a sort of strategic ally there?
Yeah, the DAS dietary approach is to stop hypertension. It really pushes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, low-fat dairy, and crucially limits sodium. It's all about cardiovascular health.
Right.
And while lots of whole grains fit the bill, millet brings this unique combination of high potassium, high magnesium, and naturally low sodium. That combo makes it a really, really strong player against hypertension, maybe even more so than some other common grains.
Interesting. So for vegetarians already looking at whole grains, what makes millet particularly stand out within DHH? Is it just being a whole grain, or is there more to it, like nutrients that are harder to get elsewhere?
Oh, absolutely more. It's not just another whole grain. That high potassium and magnesium content, it directly helps your blood vessels function better, which actively helps lower blood pressure. There was a big meta-analysis in 2020 looking at trials. It found DSH-style diets, the ones rich in whole grains like millet, lowered systolic blood pressure, that's the top number, by about 11.4 points, and diastolic by 5.5 points.
That's significant.
It really is. For someone managing hypertension, those are meaningful drops. It eases the pressure on your arteries, makes the heart's job easier. Then there's cholesterol. The soluble fiber in millet helps lower LDL, the bad cholesterol. That's key in preventing atherosclerosis, the hardening of the artery.
Right, keeping arteries clear.
Exactly. And finally, it's naturally low in sodium. This fits perfectly with DHH's strict sodium limits, boosting the overall anti-hypertensive effect.
Okay, the science makes sense. But practically speaking, how do you actually bring millet into your kitchen if you're following DSH?
It's actually pretty easy. You can just swap out refined grains for millet in lots of meals. Think millet porridge with berries instead of maybe oats or cream of wheat for breakfast.
Ah, true.
Or millet stuffed bell peppers for dinner. That's a great one. Comforting millet in lentil soup works well too.
Nice.
And a good tip, try pairing it with other potassium-rich veggies like spinach or sweet potatoes. That really doubles down on the heart benefits. It's super versatile.
Okay, so from blood pressure focus with DHH, let's shift to another big one. The Mediterranean diet, famous for heart protection, anti-inflammatory effects. How does millet fit into that picture?
Well, the Mediterranean diet, as you know, is all about whole grains, fruits, veggies, legumes, nuts, olive oil. That whole pattern. Millet being a gluten-free whole grain just slots right in seamlessly. But what's really interesting, I think, is how it seems to boost the benefits the Mediterranean diet already offers, especially for heart and brain health.
Boosts them. Okay,
Yeah.
I like that. How so? What's the specific synergy there with Mediterranean principles?
It's how the components work together. For heart health, millet's fiber and, interestingly, some beneficial fats it contains, they align really well with the healthy fats emphasized in the med diet, like from olive oils.
Right.
Remember that pre-diamond trial? A 2018 study from it showed Mediterranean diets with whole grains cut cardiovascular disease risk by about 30%. That's huge.
Wow.
Then you have the antioxidant angle again. Millets, phenols, and tannins fight oxidative stress, right? Well, they complement all the polyphenol-rich foods in the med diet, berries, nuts, olive oil. It creates this kind of extra anti-inflammatory power.
So less inflammation overall.
Exactly. And inflammation is a key driver for both hypertension and even Alzheimer's disease, which leads to cognitive health.
The brain connection.
Yes. The Mediterranean diet, especially when it includes whole grains like millet, is linked to lower risks of cognitive decline and Alzheimer's. There was a systematic review just last year, 2023, finding that sticking closely to a Mediterranean-style diet protected against dementia in study after study.
Okay, so for someone inspired by that Mediterranean lifestyle, what are some tasty ways to get millet onto the plate?
Oh, lots of options. You could do a millet tabbouleh, use millet instead of bulgur wheat with lots of fresh parsley olive oil. Really refreshing.
Sounds good.
Or maybe some savory millet and chickpea patties. Kind of like falafel, but with millet. Millet stuffed eggplant is another fantastic dish. Really captures those Mediterranean flavors. And again, the key is combining it with other antioxidant-rich things like tomatoes, zucchini, garlic. You get the picture. It really soaks up flavor beautifully.
Okay, we've covered DIH and Mediterranean. Now, for something a bit different, the Sattvic diet. This one's rooted in Ayurvedic principles, aiming for purity, balance, spiritual well-being. How does an ancient grain like millet fit here?
Yeah, the Sattvic approach is quite distinct. It focuses on vegetarian foods that are considered pure, light, and easy to digest foods that promote clarity and vitality, not sluggishness.
Okay.
Millet fits in perfectly. It's seen as inherently light and nourishing. And what's really key is its amazing compatibility with specific Sattvic spices. Think turmeric, cumin, coriander, ginger. These aren't just for flavor. In Ayurveda, they're known to help digestion and detoxification.
Ah, the spice connection.
Exactly. It's like millet and these spices were, well, made for each other in this context.
That's fascinating. So what makes millet uniquely Sattvic? Is it just being a healthy grain, or is there something more about its, I don't know, essence or how it works with those spices?
Well, beyond the general health points we've discussed, it really embodies Sattvic ideals, that high fiber content, great for gut health, which aligns directly with the Sattvic idea of promoting internal clarity and vitality.
Makes sense.
Its low GI prevents those energy crashes, fostering physical and mental balance, another core Sattvic principle. And finger millet, specifically, is really rich in calcium and B vitamins that supports bone health, energy metabolism, vital for that sense of Sattvic vitality.
Okay.
But the real elevation, I think, comes from that synergy with the spices. Sattvic spices like turmeric, with its active compound curcumin, coriander, they are packed with compounds known to help reduce blood pressure and inflammation. There was even a 2021 study looking at Indo-Mediterranean foods. It noted that these spices, when used in millet dishes, actually enhance vascular function, helping lower hypertension risk even further.
That's a really neat link. So practically, how do those specific Sattvic spices boost millet's benefits? Can you break that down?
Sure. Take turmeric. Its curcumin is a powerful anti-inflammatory and supports heart health. Adding it to a millet khichdi gives you that golden healing quality.
Okay.
Cumin is great for digestion and adds antioxidants. It's perfect in something like a millet pilaf, gives it an earthy depth. Coriander helps with detoxification and fights oxidative stress. You could sprinkle fresh coriander on a millet salad for brightness. And ginger boosts metabolism, soothes digestion. Wonderful in a warm millet porridge, especially in cooler weather, adds that comforting warmth.
So any classic Sadvik millet recipes you'd recommend someone try if they're curious?
Oh, definitely. Millet khichdi, usually made with mung beans and turmeric, is the absolute classic. It's super nourishing, very easy to digest, kind of like a comfort food, but incredibly healthy.
Okay.
Millet upma is another great savory option, often flavored with coriander and ginger. Good for breakfast or a light meal.
Emma?
And even for a sweet treat, you could try millet ladoos. They're usually made with jaggery, which is an unrefined sugar, so they offer sustained energy without the downsides of refined sugar. All these dishes are designed to be light, nourishing, and really promote that mind-body balance that Sattvic eating aims for.
We've really woven millet through these quite different dietary paths: DAH, Mediterranean, Sattvic. If we pull back now and connect all these dots, what's the big picture? What's the overall scientific consensus on millet's broad health benefits?
You know, the science is surprisingly consistent, which is always encouraging. For blood pressure, remember that 2019 network meta-analysis, huge review of 67 trials. It clearly showed diets rich in whole grains like millet, think DHH, and Mediterranean styles, significantly lowered systolic blood pressure, up to nearly 9 points compared to control diets.
That's consistent, yeah.
That's not just a minor effect, it's a real, measurable impact. For overall heart protection, the evidence keeps pointing to millet's fiber and magnesium lowering cholesterol, supporting heart function, and cutting overall cardiovascular disease risk. That 2023 study on Indo-Mediterranean foods really underscored that.
Okay.
Then the anti-inflammatory effects millet's own antioxidants, plus the synergy with spices like turmeric packed with flavonoids. The research consistently shows they reduce inflammation, which we know is a root cause of so many chronic conditions.
Right. Inflammation comes up again and again.
It does. And finally, gut health. We touched on it, but that 2023 WebMD review highlighted millet's prebiotic fiber. It feeds the good bacteria in your gut, which can lower colon cancer risk and improve digestion overall. And good gut health impacts, well, pretty much everything: mood, immunity.
It's pretty amazing how the science lines up across these different approaches, isn't it? Does that consistency still surprise you sometimes, or are there maybe nuances people miss when they just hear millet is healthy?
It genuinely continues to impress me. You know, we're often chasing the new superfood, the next big thing. But the solid, consistent evidence for something as ancient and, frankly, humble as millet, it really speaks volumes about foundational nutrition. I think what people might miss is that it's not just one magic nutrient in millet. It's the combination of the whole package, the symphony of fiber, minerals, antioxidants, and crucially, how it interacts synergistically within different dietary patterns. It's like a versatile team player that adapts.
A versatile player, I like that.
Okay.
Okay, so after this deep dive, let's bring it home to the listener. What did this all mean practically? If someone's listening now and thinking, okay, I want to try this, how do they move from knowledge to action?
Right, good question. First, maybe think about which millet. They have slightly different uses. Pearl millet is quite hearty, good for replacing rice or in stews. Finger millet, as we said, is great for calcium, often used in porridges or flatbreads. Foxtail millet is lighter, nice for porridges too.
So choose your millet. Then what?
Basic cooking is super simple. General rule is 1 part millet to 2 parts water or broth. Bring it to a boil, cover, then simmer gently for about 15, maybe 20 minutes till the liquid's absorbed and it's fluffy. Like cooking rice, really.
Okay, pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Then you can use that cooked millet as a base for almost anything. Salads, grain bowls, soups, stir fries. Swap it in wherever you might use rice or quinoa or couscous.
And the spices.
Definitely don't forget those Sattvic spices we talked about: turmeric, cumin, coriander, ginger. Even just a pinch can enhance the flavor and the health benefits. They really unlock its potential.
Got it. Any specific meal prep ideas based on the diets we discussed?
Sure. For DSH, maybe prep a big batch of cooked millet and make bowls during the week, like a millet and black bean bowl with avocado, kale, maybe some salsa. Quick and easy.
Nice. Mediterranean.
For Mediterranean, those millet stuffed zucchinis are great. You could make the filling ahead. If you eat dairy, a little feta on top is lovely, or that millet tabbouleh salad.
In Sattvic.
For Sattvic, making a pot of millet khichdi is perfect. With mung beans, turmeric, maybe a touch of D if you use it, it reheats well and is really nourishing and easy on the system.
Okay, one last thing, portion sizes. Is it easy to overdo it?
Like any grain, moderation is sensible. A standard serving is usually around 1 cup of cooked millet. That gives you a good dose of nutrients without going overboard on calories. It's pretty filling because of the fiber.
Great practical tips.
Yeah.
So really, the takeaway is that millet is much more than just some, simple grain. It's a genuine superfood that connects these different health approaches, DAS, Mediterranean, Sattvic, offering real benefits for heart health, blood pressure, overall wellness.
Absolutely. It's a nutritional cornerstone, really, just waiting for more people to rediscover it.
And the science backing its role in lowering blood pressure, cholesterol, inflammation. It's solid. That unique nutritional profile, especially when boosted by those anti-inflammatory spices, makes it a seriously powerful and practical addition to your diet for long-term health. So maybe the final thought for you listening is this. Consider how something so simple, so ancient, maybe even overlooked like millet, can actually have such a profound impact on your well-being. Kind of proves that sometimes the deepest wisdom and maybe the best health benefits are hiding in plain sight in our oldest foods. Makes you wonder, doesn't it, what other humble foods might be out there holding similar benefits, just waiting for us to pay attention again.